Well. Let's see what Molly Mall has to say about Drake suing Kendrick Lamar. I wonder if he I already know he got his pom-poms out. Drake can do no wrong. But he know that this is a weak move. Everybody know that this is a weak move. But I bet you some way, somehow, Ovhoe Molly Mall is going to windmill for his boo. Look at him, nervous as hell. He's like, man, how can I get him out of this? I'm going to have to get into my bag on this one, huh? Because you know everybody talking about him, right? Everybody's saying that he a lame. Well, let's see how he going to tootsie slide his boo thing out of this.
Breaking news has just came across our podcasting desk. Drake accuses UMG and Spotify of a scheme to artificially inflate Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. We go to Maul with more breaking news, who we understand filed these charges right before recording today. Oh. Okay, so this is all happening while we're recording, so bear with us. We're catching up with it as well. There's a legal petition, so not an actual filing. They're not being sued yet. It's a petition going through the proper channels.
Yeah.
Drake's company accuses UMG and Spotify of serious wrongdoing in a stunning twist months after his high profile. I don't care about that part. Drake has initiated legal action against Universal Music Group and Spotify over allegations that the two companies conspired to artificially inflate Not Like Us. In a filing Monday, November 25th in a Manhattan court, Drake's Frozen Moments, which we saw constantly this year. Now I see what they've been a legal team the whole time. Mm-hmm. This wasn't distro. It's just a team of lawyers.
Team of them.
Said UMG has put out an illegal scheme involving bots, payola, and other methods to pump up Lamar's song. So where I'm confused before we get to the rest of this article, are you allowed to sue someone for inflating a song that isn't yours?
Are you allowed to sue someone for marketing?
Because that's where it's a little odd. But as we continue on with this article, the only point I can see, because obviously I'm a legal expert.
Bro, I swear, I just don't like the look on his, bro. I just want to smack Maul, bro. Just his look annoys me. Is it just me? Don't you just want to just smack this? Don't you just want to smack this nigga? His look just is annoying. Look like a damn blowfish.
They have manipulated Siri to deflect people when they asked Siri, hey, can you play Drake? It would play Kendrick Not Like Us. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the only point I can see. Because according to Billboard, they are accusing UMG of the RICO stature, often used criminal cases and organized crime. How is this a RICO?
I just want to hear music, man. I don't know what's happening right now. I just want to hear raps.
Okay, I guess I can see Drake's point. Let's start with outside of the legal shit. Somebody suing during a rap battle, I think that means you definitely lost. Like you lose. This is it. We thought Kendrick's album, the Not Like Us video, all that shit was the final nail in the coffin. This is the final nail in the coffin. No. If you sue during a rap battle where no one was even harmed, yeah, you lost.
That would be different if he was suing Kendrick. He's not suing Kendrick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all so quick to jump to that. Look at what he's saying, that they're saying, yo, people wanted to hear Drake's music and they were directing them to Not Like Us.
Okay, so what happens when Murder Mook sues Smack over a battle?
Like, no,
why you going to a battle, bro? I'm just talking about if people are asking Siri to play your album and they're directing it to another artist, battle or not,
no, I get it.
That's an issue.
I'm losing money.
That's an issue.
I totally do understand that. I just think it's an interesting case. And jokes aside, I am very excited to see where this goes.
Because it might benefit a lot of artists.
This could open the fucking floodgates when it comes to streaming farms, fake streams, how they market shit, how they manipulate the stream, how they manipulate playlisting.
Exactly. There you go. Speak to that.
I'm fucking I know, but you know I'm happy about this.
I know you are. You got an album coming out.
And they won't let me manipulate.
Exactly.
I have organic sales. It sucks.
Exactly.
Oh, we got to talk about that on Patreon too.
Oh yeah. See? You owe me an apology. All of you do.
What?
Because my organic, never mind.
We'll talk about it on Patreon.
Just know I sell just as much as y'all favorite that you think is great.
I mean,
why are you looking like I don't get?
No, I know. You guys called me wood, aluminum, every last thing my album did. But my album did organic sales, the same as y'all favorite that's on your major. Either way, let's get back to this.
And I feel like I said, yo, play Rory one time. And they play some whole other shit.
Mistake.
So we might have a case.
They play games.
So we have to sue Masego.
Yeah, we got a case, man. We got a case.
The only thing that's legitimate outside of what Rory said about the Siri part of this alleged lawsuit is the last filing here on our notes is UMG allegedly fired anybody who was loyal to Drake. Curious to see how that is proven and see how that carries through.
Let's not act like that's not a typical lawsuit within companies where people are fired for reasons they shouldn't be fired for having allegiance to certain people in companies. They've been fired. That's a valid point in my opinion. I'm sure that happened, and I'm sure that's you can prove that. That's a typical case within a corporation.
But every other filing on here is just typical label shit. Honestly, the things that I'm looking at here, like this is every single label. This is how you promote a song. This is how you make moments. They did like none of this, to me at least, is foul play.
Well, Spotify got compensation from UMG for recommending Not Like Us and didn't disclose it because you are supposed to disclose that.
Right now, baby, go ahead.
That you got compensation. You got paid to advertise this
I mean,
song.
but like that, do you need to explicitly say that? All these labels, they're all in bed with each other.
Yeah.
The streaming like that, that's weird to just say this one song. No, like all of UMG was pumping money into Spotify and vice versa. Like that's not like, why would they just feel the need to just call out one record when over the course of the entire calendar year, that's what they've been doing.
Y'all missing the biggest part about this to me is UMG doesn't want to engage with Drake and they're telling him to sue Lamar instead. That's crazy to me.
That's label shit too, though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
Kendrick got nothing to do with that.
But we don't know between PG Lang and we know that he signed a distribution deal with UMG.
Yeah.
So maybe UMG is suggesting that everything they're accusing UMG of was actually from PG Lang and it wasn't from us. We didn't do this manipulation. That came from your independent company. We just did distro. We didn't put budget behind us. We weren't the ones that did everything you're accusing us of. That was Kendrick's company.
PG Lang ain't got the money to pay.
Kendrick's independent once this all
He
happened.
don't have the money to pay Siri to play Kendrick when she should be playing Drake. I don't think that's UMG money. That ain't PG Lang money.
I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever.
Come on.
But I think a lot of the Spotify stuff that they were accused of could be a direct Kendrick conversation with Spotify. I don't think that has to be UMG. But to that point, I've said for years on here when I was working at Sony and Spotify went public, they emailed me and said I couldn't buy stock. It'd be insider trading. So I think this should expose that the labels have percentage of the DSPs. It's unfair to begin with.
Yeah.
Of course, Spotify got compensation from UMG from Not Like Us.
Yeah.
UMG at one point owned 25% of Spotify. So Drake has a case here, and I think he's the only artist that's able to do this outside of maybe a Taylor and artists that don't need streams to be manipulated. It would behoove them not to manipulate Drake's streams because they need to have more credence for offering. Like, I need more fucking money, guys. I keep this whole shit moving. I keep the lights on here. He's the only artist that could say fuck y'all. Let's look into this. Who's been manipulating streams? But all this shit doesn't make sense.
Isn't this odd because isn't Drake's deal with UMG as well?
But yeah, they're code people. Code people.
So that's my thing. Is like he's suing.
But he clearly has had a very odd relationship with them
For sure.
for quite some time. Not even just post beef, but we know for a fact it was crazy after post beef because of the 100 gigs thing. Not to say y'all laughed me out the room, but I said this is insane that he's purposely doing this without them.
Yeah.
To prove a point to them. There's no way UMG is not upset that he's taking all this footage that is him recording songs that they own and they're not upset about it.
Yeah.
This has been a battle for a while, and I'm curious to see where it lands. Drake has a lot of money, but like you said, UMG lawyers is a little different.
Yeah.
You could be a billionaire and still not take down UMG.
And just not even just the money, the relationships as well that they have. So
I mean, again, Drake's one of the only artists where that won't matter. Like Drake will be fine.
of course he'll be fine, but I don't know if he's gonna win this lawsuit if he does officially file in the lawsuit.
I mean, I think it's interesting. I just think it's
Is it officially filed as a lawsuit? Or
No, it's
like,
not. Petition right now.
Yeah, we don't know what it is, but let's speculate. I think this could be an example that's brought up. If it goes the way I think it's going to go.
I don't think this is even going to go nowhere. I don't think this is actually going to, because apparently this has not even been filed yet. This is just a petition. So I don't even think it's going to go through the process of being filed yet. So that's very interesting. I didn't know that. I thought that it was actually filed, like they're actually about to go to court, So that's interesting.
That's brought up for decades on. Aubrey Graham versus UMG will be brought up in plenty of fucking lawsuits when it comes to labels and artists. This could be a monumental decision. And not just because of Kendrick and Drake. I'm not saying that at all.
No, I get it.
But being able to manipulate stream songs, how we get our music, yes, this could be monumental. Or it could get buried and we'll never talk about it again.
Oh, it's not going to get buried. But I do agree with you that it's a monumental thing. I just think that it's, this news just dropping is a little too fresh for us to really understand exactly what's happening. But I think it's interesting. I think that we saw some things during that whole back and forth. While yes, it was a battle, but I think the artists and their business, that's what they were paying attention to. Like, okay, this is affecting businesses. Like, this is something going on behind the scenes where they're now trying to manipulate the business of this thing. Forget the music. The business is some funny shit going on.
Yeah.
And I think this is just their way of kind of, calling attention to it, things that's going on. Because I think that, if they can do it with one artist, who else are they doing it with and doing it for? So, I mean, just got to wait and see where it goes.
And I think, it'll show, I think Kendrick's sales are incredible, what he's projected to do. But you'll see a drastic difference between what the sales were with one single versus what they were for an album. And you, of course, add in the no rollout thing. There's so many factors.
The song not being on the album.
Just so many factors. So I don't want to make it, specifically that. But Not Like Us was a different monster, numbers wise. Like, it was in our faces, no matter what, whether we liked it or not. It was at the top of every playlist. Anytime, which I came in here reluctantly because I knew it would make you happy, I'd be on Spotify, and if an album ended, I'd be on my R&B shit. The next song would be Not Like Us. Like, it wasn't like I was in some rap algorithm, like, let's go with the most popular song. I'd be listening to jazz. And then that album would end, and then Spotify does what Spotify does. It just puts you into something else. So you continue to listen to music. Be not like us every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Here's an interesting line from the filing. UMG launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves with the song Not Like Us in order to make the song go viral, including bots, payroll, blah, blah, blah. The filing states claiming UMG charged Spotify 30% less than the usual licensing rates in exchange for Spotify pushing recommendations for Not Like Us to, quote, users who were searching for other unrelated songs and artists. So right to Rory's point.
So, okay. You should be able to sue.
That's ridiculous.
I just don't know if Drake legal, because I don't understand legal jargon the best way. Does that mean Drake would be the one to sue? Because that should be illegal. That's like legitimate insider trading shit.
Though.
His team is?
His filing a petition.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's not the same as that's not suing.
He's not suing for compensation.
But to Rory's point, like, because this could theoretically be a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
Where would those payouts go to? Because in this instance, yes, Drake was the biggest victim of this, supposed scheme, the game that Spotify and Not Like Us were running behind the scenes. That being said, it affects every artist that's on Spotify.
That's what I'm saying. So is this an artist thing where Drake can start this petition where every artist that is on UMG didn't have fair rights to their music with their partner, even if it was distribution or actually signed to UMG? Am I now allowed to sue the company I'm partnered with because clearly this is unfair practice right here?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's possible because
good for Drake, man. I know he's going to get killed for this because it's rap battle shit and you pussy if you sue or anything like that. He's going to look nuts here, but this is really important what he's doing.
Yeah.
This is really, really important.
Because if there has to be a number one. So if I'm supposed to be number one and you're in my spot, you're now, if somebody's searching for me, that's one less stream. Like even if it is pennies on a dollar when it happens millions of times, like you taking money out of my pocket. You taking money out of other artists' pockets.
And now this kind of goes back to when we always used to say years and years ago, what is a stream? We don't know what that is and what that equals. Yeah. And then they try to explain it to us. One stream is worth 0.00001, whatever. Okay. But we have an issue with that because you guys are now setting the standard of what I should be paid out for my music with a company that you're in bed with. This would never work in any other industry. Yeah. You're setting the price of what we should be paid. You can't do that. That's not how America works. Now you're able to lower that 30% for one artist and no one else. So I was already getting fucked because you set the price on my music.
Right.
And now the compensation is 30% less. That'll be our agreement if you can keep pushing this.
Right.
So now the payment that you said already that's unfair is even different and only changed for one artist. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm suing.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's insane. That lowering for 30% is insane.
And I'm not gonna lie, I doubt that Kendrick is the first artist that they did this with. I just think that Drake is the first one to bring attention to it because of the Kendrick thing and because the battle was so big and people were tweeting about it and talk about it. But I'm sure this flies under the radar all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if some of our biggest streaming artists had this same deal.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I'm saying only Drake would be in a position to do this because he doesn't need them to manipulate anything to get his streams.
I can tell you wholeheartedly, a lot of the numbers you see are not real, especially on you as someone that used to pay for those numbers.
That's why
that shit is.
I love the old saying, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers fucking lie all
money
the
can make anybody
time.
Lie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep our eyes on this. I'm excited to see how this plays out because this is really, really big.
Yeah,
this is really big.
Yeah.
This
Pause.
was like that Nicki and Hot 97 lawsuit that never ended up going through that I wanted to go through, but we shall see with this. And I mean,
well, stay tuned because we're going to be here giving y'all all the tea. Y'all know we're reading up on it.
From Billboard.
Listen,
who's also in cahoots.
All right, well, this gives me a different outlook on it. But man, this sounds good, but nah, Drake is really hurt, man. Drake is really hurt. Oh man, at the basis of it, Drake is really butthurt in my opinion. But it's interesting to see, different perspective of it. This might be a cover up, but we will see. But one thing I did learn from this is that it's not actually filed yet. I thought it was actually filed and it was actually about to go to court and like they were suited and booted. But no, this is just a petition. It hasn't really been filed yet, as we know of. So who knows? We might get a third lawsuit today. But y'all leave a comment down below. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this conversation. Did y'all learn anything new? Does your perspective or does your outlook, is it different? Or do you think Drake is still a hoe ass nigga? Leave a comment down below.